Yo, Novatos, thanks again for tuning into yet another video. Infamous coming at you live from the West Coast. Yet again, San Jose, California. I don't know who that is. But anyways, it's been quite a few weeks. You guys can see the FXLRST build on the Sportster, of course. Absolutely insane. I love it, alright? It's a Sportster. It's not meant for this, but hey, why not? Alright, so we have the Viking XL saddlebags and we have the fairing. And like I mentioned, it's been quite a few weeks. I think it's been maybe 2 months. How does it handle on the freeway, highway, since that's what it's meant for, right? It's got the large frame-mounted fairing. That's what you need it for, you know. And I've already made a video about this topic. Is it worth it? Should you do it? You guys know it depends on your fuel tank. All right, if you have the peanut tank, you have to upgrade it. All right, why are you going to be, you know, other than the cool factor, of course, why would you put this fairing on this bike if you have a 2.5 or a 3 gallon tank? So this has the 4.5 gallon tank, all right? So I'm able to get, you know, depends on the city or highway, all right? So let's start with my miles per gallon. If you guys haven't seen my videos, we get about 35 miles per gallon city, and that's absolutely heavy on the throttle, you know, riding around like a jackass. Highway, we get about 44 miles per gallon, so pretty good, all right, for stage 1. And of course, we've added somewhere like 60 pounds onto the bike with the frame mounted fairing and the saddlebags. So overall, the bike handles great. Yes, it has a 5-speed transmission, all right? That is a big one, depending on your size, of course. I am 170 something, high 170, around 180-ish. It really depends on your size. Can this thing handle the highway, freeway? Obviously it can. It's a 1200, all right? But if you're someone that's, you know, heavier, maybe 240, 250, then you're going to keep this thing screaming at the higher RPMs, all right? You guys can see the bike is handling great. Good wind protection. I don't really feel much of wind buffeting or anything. The bike handles fantastic. I mean, I believe we're in the 5th gear right now. We're able to get it up to speed, no issues. But like I said, I'm 180-ish, 180 pounds. Plus, we've also added about 60 pounds worth of the Plex, the light, the frame-mounted fairing, and the saddlebags. So we have about 240-ish, 200 and something pounds onto the bike, and I think the fairing handles fantastic. I've already made this point across in previous videos. I absolutely like the fairing. I love it. The wind protection, the way it's designed, Harley-Davidson really designed something special, and that's the reason why I really like the FXLRST. I think it's a fantastic bike. You know, when it comes to a bike that can do both. You can do city and you know, touring miles because of the frame mounted fairing. So let's go ahead and get it up to speed a little bit. I believe we are, yeah, we're in the 5th gear. You can really start hearing the engine start screaming at these higher speeds, but technically you're not supposed to be riding this fast anyways, right, because of the law. But I'm able to get up to 97 and 100 miles per hour just fine. But like I said, it really depends on your weight, and maybe you're riding uphill, or maybe you're canyon riding and there's a lot of uphill, then maybe you'll start hearing the engine just kind of scream a little bit more. But holding it at 76, the bike is it's riding fantastic, guys. No wind buffeting. The wind's completely off of my chest. I mean, I can hold this for hours. You know, the bike handles great. You guys can see the saddlebags. A little bit of vibration, of course. A little bit of vibration on the fairing itself, but it's mainly because of how this system's mounted, and I've already made a video on that. Let's go ahead and get it up to speed once again. Full throttle. The bike cuts right through wind. All right, the fairing cuts right through wind. Absolutely no issues when it comes to wind protection and wind noise. I have a Simpson Speed Bandit, and it's absolutely terrible. Probably one of the worst helmets I own for wind noise, or maybe the second worst helmet I own for wind noise, because I also have a Mod Bandit, and that thing is stupid loud. This thing is loud, right? This thing is absolutely loud, but I think the Mod Bandit is just, it's a couple levels worse than the Speed Bandit. So you guys saw that, all right? You guys can hear me just fine. You know, the bike with the fairing, fantastic. With my weight, like I said, that really, my weight and my size, you know, that's a huge factor in these videos when I'm making reviews for wind buffeting and windshields. This is also a aftermarket windshield, the one that I have on the FXLRST fairing. So, as far as wind buffeting and everything for my size, I'm 5'7", you know, and it really depends on the helmet you have. It depends, like, there's a lot of factors that come into when it comes to wind buffeting and all the other stuff. I've seen videos where people really complained about the clockworks on their FXRT fairing. You know, Riding Dad made a number of videos about wind buffeting with his Dominator FXRT fairing. He finally got a Clockworks 9-inch windshield, and it wasn't as bad, and he ended up just selling the FXRT fairing because of the wind buffeting. And the wind buffeting could be absolutely horrible. If you guys seen some of my videos, I test rode a Chieftain. And man, that thing was just bad. Just riding anything above 40 miles per hour, my visor was rambling. It was rattling, it was making a ton of noise, and I was just, you know, thinking to myself, can I handle wind buffeting for, you know, 40 minutes? Man, this thing just takes off, and that's, you know, another thing that I was really impressed about the fairing. I've already made this video, guys, but, you know, just the weight of it, the build, the quality. Of course, the bracket is my own bracket. I welded it, I chopped it up, and I made my own bracket, but the fairing is really, you know, fantastic. It really does the job. And when I mentioned that Harley did a good job designing the fairing, of course, they used the computer, and I believe they used AI to kind of maximize the aerodynamics of the fairing. I always mention that the FXRT, you're really going up against the wind, kind of like the 18-wheelers or the big rigs. You have that newer designed where it's got like aerodynamics, and it really cuts through the wind. And then you have the other big rigs that really just, whoa, what the heck? Man, you guys see that? Oh man, that really got my blood boiling. So anyways, where was I? This lady, this old hag, cut me off. I should break her window or something. Look at her, just pretending like she doesn't see me. What a stupid bitch. That really has me pissed off. Absolutely has me pissed off. Man, all right. So where was I? I was talking about the fairing. How does it handle on the highway, freeway? It handles just fine, guys. You know, there is, like I said, there is quite a bit of limitations with, of course, the Sportster. Like I said, it's got a 5-speed transmission. It weighs in under 600 pounds. It doesn't weigh that much. You know, of course, if you have the 3.5 or the 3.0 or the peanut tank, then of course you also have limited fuel range. You know, you're getting all of this wind protection with the frame mounted fairing, but you don't have the range. So I mentioned it. Can you ride a Sportster long range, or can you tour on a Sportster? Of course you can. You can absolutely do it. You know, my longest ride without a fairing at all was I would think it was 3 hours or close to 4 hours. and you know, it was tough. All right, I'd say every 70 miles, because I did have the smaller tank on this, I was welcoming the fuel stops. I was welcoming the rest stops. Of course, I would stop, refuel, and then give myself like a 20-minute break, and then get back on the bike and start going again. Is that something that you could do in a group ride? You can't, but maybe you're young enough. Maybe you're in your 20s. Maybe you're 22, 24 years old. You could definitely do it at a younger age. But at my age, this was, I think this was when I was 36 or 37. Because, yeah, I mean, the last 2 years I've been having the Road Warrior fairing. If you guys have been watching the channel, I also have the Burley fairing. And I currently now have the FXLRST fairing on the bike. So, you know, as far as what's it been called? Oh yeah, that's right. As far as riding long range, you can do it, but like I said, you do welcome the breaks. If you're riding with a group, you know, nobody's gonna want to wait 20 minutes after you guys refuel. You know, on some of the fuel stops, I did spend about 15 minutes, just kind of, you know, just having the helmet off of my head, and you know, just taking a break. Because of course, I was also dealing with high winds, and then like I mentioned, you have a smaller bike, so you're riding up against big rigs, next to big rigs, and you do get pushed around on a lighter bike, right? It's nothing like having a 800, 900 pound touring model. So you can absolutely do it, but like I said, at my age, as you get older, you will need to recover. The following day, I did require some pain reliever, or some pain relief medicine. I took some Aleve, and I started feeling a little bit better. Just, you know, just neck cramps. I've always had neck issues, so. And then of course, like I mentioned, fighting against the wind and all of that, and then not having the wind protection, and riding, you know, close to 3 hours, or close to 3.5 hours. It did take a toll on me. So having this wind, you know, having the wind protection it's fantastic. But like I said, you really got to have the bigger fuel tank, and I think having the bigger fuel tank really fills in the area as well, because it's wider. On the 4.5 gallon tank, it's a wider fuel tank. On the Sportster, on the Peanut tank, it's a taller tank, and I just don't think it's going to look as good when it comes to the spacing between the fairing and the fuel tank. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning into yet another video. How is the bike handling on the highway, freeway? It's fantastic. Like I said, the fairing really cuts through wind. You have a ton of wind protection. Here's another a-hole. What is going on with these guys? Guys, I have an LP6 on this thing. I have an LP6 on this bike. Absolutely bright. I also have Rogue Rider Industries turn signals, which they're fully white. It's not a halo white like the Custom Dynamics. What is going on? People don't see the bike's red. The bike's red, and it has a metal flake on it. The paint job itself screams. All right. The paint, the paint on my bike. Of course, I painted it myself. You guys can see we have a candy apple red metal flake, along with a Victory red, which is like a Corvette red. Is it? No, I'm not sure if it's a Corvette. It's a Victory red, so it's a very bright paint job. Plus, I have the LP6 on this bike. How are people not seeing me? And I was doing 27 miles per hour back there. I should be doing, I believe, 30 to 40 is the speed limit on that. Oh man, I don't know. And I believe they were both women. The other one was a woman. This one I couldn't see because the windows were tinted. So who knows? But I'm almost certain it was probably a woman. It's just, man, that is 2 times in a span of 6 minutes. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching yet another video. You know, I think the bike looks fantastic, right? The bike looks cool. The overall build with the saddlebags. Yes, a lot of people tease me about it because it is a Sportster. A lot of people, you know, they do, you know, talk a lot of crap. They talk crap. They say, you know, of course, people talking about fitting a 10-pound bag or fitting 10 pounds of crap in a 5-pound bag of crap or something like that. I'm trying to, of course, keep it PG, you know, but yeah. And people have, of course, tagged me and said something about, you know, wasting money and all this other stuff. It's just a hobby. I like doing these things, guys. I like tinkering with my bikes. You know, both of my bikes are absolutely unique. You're not gonna find this paint job on a Sportster. Well, absolutely not. So anyways, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. Life's for us, get out there and ride. Later.